Can I tell you something that changed my life? Something small, but powerful? It was a bubble. Yes, a bubble. Not the kind kids blow in the park. I mean an English bubble that surrounded me, followed me, and slowly transformed me from a fearful learner to a confident speaker. Hi, I'm Luke. And today, I want to take you on a journey, my journey. From fear to fluency, from hiding in my native language to thinking and even dreaming in English. This video isn't about textbooks. It's about creating a lifestyle shift that makes English your second home. And you can do it too. By the end of this video, I promise you'll see English not just as a subject, but as a companion that walks beside you every day. Let's begin. I used to study English like I was preparing for war. Highlighters, flashcards, endless grammar exercises. It worked, sort of. I got good test scores. But when someone spoke to me, I froze. And I thought, why is this happening? I know the words. I understand the grammar. Then I realized I was only visiting English. Like a tourist, I didn't live in it. Dr. Stephen Krashen, a famous linguist, talks about comprehensible input, the idea that we acquire language when we understand what we hear and read. But that only works if English is all around you. Not for 1 hour, but always. I had to stop treating English like a school subject and start treating it like a surrounding. Like oxygen. And that's when I started creating my English bubble. I started simple. I changed the language on my phone to English. At first, it was weird. Suddenly, settings wasn't in my native language. But slowly, I started recognizing patterns. Battery, display, notifications, these became daily vocabulary. Then I did the same with my computer, social media accounts. My world slowly began to look and sound like English. Every morning, I read headlines from English news sites. Just 5 minutes. BBC Learning English, CNN, even Reddit. I wasn't just reading, I was absorbing culture, tone, and humor. And guess what? I started thinking in English without realizing it. My bubble had started to form. According to the linguist Paul Nation, language learners need to be exposed to a high volume of meaningful input, more than they realize. And it doesn't have to be academic. The more frequent the contact, the faster the acquisition. So I asked myself, how can I see English every single hour of my day? And I found the answers. One mistake I made early on was trying to add English time on top of everything else. That failed quickly. So instead, I replaced. If I was going to watch a movie, it had to be in English. If I was listening to music while cooking, it had to be English songs. When I went for a walk, I listened to podcasts like The English We Speak. I didn't create more time. I just shifted how I used the time I already had. Language becomes natural when it becomes familiar. Familiarity comes from repetition. So I listened to the same podcast episodes multiple times. I watched English videos with subtitles, then again without them. Bit by bit, I felt the shift. My thoughts started forming in English. My inner voice changed. Even my dreams. I wasn't just learning English, I was living it. You might be thinking, okay, I get how to listen and read in English. But how do I practice speaking if no one around me speaks it? This was my biggest challenge. So I started with myself. I narrated my actions. I'm making coffee. Now I'm opening the fridge. I asked questions to myself out loud. What will I wear today? I described what I saw around me. The weather is cloudy, but it feels peaceful. This may sound silly, but it works. I even named my objects in English. My pillow was Sleepy Sam. My chair was Old Reliable. This built a fun, emotional connection. Then I joined language apps. I recorded voice notes. Not perfect ones, just honest, real speaking. And I started shadowing, repeating after native speakers in YouTube videos or movies. Not just the words, but the rhythm, the feeling. According to research by Tracy Deng and Marie Monroe, shadowing and repetition help not just with fluency, but intonation, which is often what makes English sound natural. And slowly, I started sounding natural too. Another part of my English bubble. Writing. Not essays, not homework, but life. I changed my shopping list to English. I wrote my to-do list in English. I kept a small journal, just 3 sentences per day, what I felt, what I saw, what I hoped for. Writing helped me organize my thoughts. It slowed me down and made me aware of sentence structure without feeling like grammar practice. I even started posting short captions in English on Instagram. At first, I was nervous. What if people judge me? But guess what? They didn't. In fact, some replied in English. That gave me confidence to keep going. The more I wrote, the more fluent my thinking became. Let me tell you something crucial: your emotional environment matters. I started following English-speaking creators who motivated me. YouTubers who shared their struggles. English teachers who made learning fun. TED Talks that inspired me. I even changed my affirmations. Every day, I said, every mistake helps me grow. I deserve to be heard, no matter my accent. This changed my relationship with English. It wasn't a challenge, it was a companion. I filled my space with words, sounds, energy that made me want to speak, not hide. And slowly, fear faded. How do you know the English bubble is working? You start thinking in English without forcing it. You hear a word and don't need to translate it. You react faster in conversations. You start noticing mistakes in subtitles. These signs are huge. But the biggest sign? You want to speak. You miss English when you're not using it, it feels like home. That's when you know your bubble has become your world. And this world opens doors to connection, opportunity, and confidence like never before. So here we are, from fear to fluency. Not because of a magic trick, but because of a bubble. A world you build around yourself, piece by piece. Song by song, podcast by podcast, word by word. And you don't need permission. You can start today, right now. Make your phone English, narrate your life, sing out loud, write one sentence, watch that video again. English is not just a language, it's a lifestyle. And the more you invite it in, the more it stays. I'm Luke. If this story inspired you, Leave a comment and tell me one thing you changed today to create your bubble. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because your fluency journey deserves support. Until next time, remember, you're not just learning English, you're building a life in it. And you're doing better than you think.